So, we went on a fabulous, fabulous holiday away. And man, what a time away this was. This was tumultuous, which is why I'm kind of treating this as the first, like, holiday vlog recap story I want to tell on stream. Because it was not... I've been on a few holidays with my wonderful fiance, Chelsea, and sometimes it goes super easy, super smooth. Other times, it does not go smooth at all. I love also my full names on these as well. Nothing I can really do about that. Like my full name as much of anything. Like, this is the most generic last name in the history of the world. Where to start? So, the first thing we start is we flew out on the night of February 28th, which, ironically, this is my beautiful cat. He always loves preventing us leaving on holidays. Ironically, the day we left was the day before Diamond's premiere. I think our flight took off as the episode started premiering in Japan. So the first thing I did when we got to Brisbane Airport was I needed to watch this episode. So... here's Chelsea wonderfully recording me. She's watching Yellow Jackets, I'm watching Diamond, both of which released on the same day. Oh man, what a time this was. What a wonderful time. Here we are having coffee. So our flight got in... we're heading to Gold Coast, right? So we flew into Brisbane Airport, and we had to take the air train across to Gold Coast. Unfortunately, our flight arrived about an hour 20 before the air train first started for the morning. So I'm like, here we go, Diamond finale. We're watching this thing. And like, yeah, come on, look at this. This was so good. Coffee, Diamond, and peak. Absolute peak. I was trying my hardest not to absolute freak out in the airport. Over this episode. And I did my best. Here's a picture Chelsea took about in Real Life playing Early Days Collection on my Switch. I have mixed feelings about Early Day Collection. But anyway, we finally got on the flight. But as you can see here, of course, the one weekend we actually fly down to Brisbane to get the air train to Gold Coast, there's track works. So we had to take a transfer bus to head across, which was certainly a fun time. But anyway, we finally got to Gold Coast. Beautiful beaches. It did not look like this come the end of our holiday, that's for sure. That's for certainly sure. Ooh, yay, spam, my favorite. To say that it did not look like this is an understatement. Well, anyway, this was Chelsea's main destination. Chelsea, huge Ariana Grande fan. She had to pick up the Swarovskis. We don't have one of these where we live. So she actually had to make a click and collect to get them, ensure they were all there, which they were. We had a beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning in Gold Coast. Here is the view from our hotel room. Very nice, actually. Beautiful view of the Narang. But now so I can actually talk a bit about our trouble over this trip. So, this trip had it had three major purposes. Purpose one is personal. We were doing wedding planning. Purpose two was Chelsea going to see Billie Eilish in Melbourne. And purpose three was us going to the Formula One. This trip had been changed a lot from its original plan. Originally, YCS was our destination. We're going to go to YCS 2025 of Sydney. All the boys backed out of that. Ultimately, that never ended up happening. So, I already had my leave booked. We were already going to go to Melbourne for the Grand Prix, which was our destination originally after YCS. So, we just altered the plan pretty much to hit up Gold Coast beforehand to do some wedding planning, because we've decided that's where our wedding's going to be, and our wedding is quite soon. It's within a few months. Something about my brain for this trip, obviously the F1 started March 13th. We flew out February 28th. Something about my brain just didn't think about the F1. So we forgot a bunch of shit we usually bring for the F1. I didn't bring a radio, usually for the race channels. I love bringing a race radio. We didn't bring our caps. We didn't bring any of our Formula 1 caps, or any motorsport caps at all. So instantly we're like, great, no sun protection. That's screwed. And then, as we were catching the tram from Helensvale into Central Service Paradise, Chelsea sends me a text as she's looking at me as I'm sitting down. By the way, you grabbed the F1 tickets, right? We didn't bring the F1 tickets on our F1 holiday. We just didn't. We just left them here. And this is all my fault. So when we got we buy collector's tickets. We've bought collector's tickets for all the Grand Prix we've been to. It's a nice keepsake. We're very emotional people when it comes to item attachments. So we love our souvenirs and collecting them on holidays. I put the tickets in our filing cabinet, not our filing cabinet, our display cabinet, so I can't forget these then. Why did I do that? It made them so forgettable. And so yeah, we forgot the F1 tickets. But the bros came through. The bros came through. I was doom scrolling. I was spiraling at this point. I'm like, what do you mean we don't have the tickets to the F1? What are we gonna do? But we had our next hotel in Melbourne planned, which we were not leaving for. We were originally planned to fly out March 5th. So, we... boom, locked in, got in contact with Jaden, who has a key to my house, as he's a former roommate of mine. He's my best friend for over 10 years. Of course he has a key to my place. I'm like, Jaden, I need to ask you the biggest favor in the history of favors. Break into my house, get these F1 tickets, express post them to me with tracking. I'll pay the fees, I'll pay the costs, I'll do whatever you need. Get these to us. Jaden came through that same day. I also was so sleep deprived at this point. I woke up about 6:30 a.m. Friday 28th. Because we had to do packing. I had to help Chelsea get home from work, just a few life things. So by the time we finally got into Surfers Paradise, it was like 10 a.m. Saturday. I had been up for over 24 hours at this point. I'd slept maybe 30 minutes on the flight. It was a really rough flight. We always get tall people next to us in our flights, and I'm middle seat. I give Chelsea the window seat. I always a middle seat. So I had not sleep. I constantly that day was going back in my mind between, it's Friday, it's Saturday, it's Friday, it's Saturday. So here I am thinking, oh no, I'm gonna message Jaden. And I'm like, Jaden, what are you doing? He's like, I'm free all day. And I'm like, why is he working? It's Friday. Of course he's not working, it's Saturday. Oh my god, just constantly throughout the day, I'd forget what day it was. But Jaden, bump the mic, Jaden, the absolute mad lad, super came through, got the F1 tickets to us. Cannot be grateful enough. Cannot be grateful enough. I was so thankful. So thankful he came through for that. We'll get on how we got those tickets later. Oh, did Chelsea's photos have motion? Shopping trip. Oh, I don't like that, I don't like that quality. Yeah, so that day we did a shopping trip, chilled around. I have a local spot. I'm going to give a shout out here. The Sandbar on Surfers Paradise. Beautiful, beautiful breakfast spot. They do lunch and dinner and everything too, but they're our go-to breakfast spot every single time we go to Gold Coast. So we hit them up. Love the coffee, scrambled eggs, the best stuff, the best stuff. So that day, we're on Sunday now. We sort of had a chill day, watched the footy, grabbed some drinks. I have a story about this tree, actually. This is meant to be a CC and dry. It does not look like a CC and dry. They think they put, what was it, ginger ale? No, it's meant to have ginger ale. Ginger beer. I think they accidentally put ginger beer or something, not CC in this. I went as like, hey, is this like a hard solo or something? But they replaced it. They were good lads. Where was that? That was the Beer Garden in Cavalab. We had a very chill Sunday, thankfully. At this point, little did we know everything that was about to happen with our holiday and what was going to end up, what we were accidentally subscribing to. There's me watching the rugby. Great attendance this Vegas game, by the way. Oh, these spring rolls. How much do you think these spring rolls cost? We live in a cost of living crisis in Australia. 3 spring rolls. Homemade, though. I think it was 18 bucks or 16 bucks. Insane. Insane. Anyway, we got our rent-a-car, Camry, upgrade. I want a compact. This was fine. I don't drive an EV in real life. We took about... Chelsea is so done with me here. Just like, can we go? What do you need all these photos for? Well, you don't need them. You actually do. These photos are important. For just making sure, like, everything goes well. Look at this Volkswagen Beetle we saw, by the way. This is a fixer-upper, to say the least. It's lowered as well, but... God, put a new paint job on that thing, man. What are you doing? Look at some photos of the beach here. These are quite nice, actually. I don't drive an EV. I drive a Ford Falcon XR6 in real life. I love myself Falcons. I'm a Ford man. I don't know how I feel about these hybrids. There was times I really enjoyed it, but man, so many things about that Camry. I was like, what is going on? The reverse camera was very nice, though. I'll give it that. Very good reverse camera. This is where things started getting a bit unfortunate. So this is Monday morning now, the 3rd. I learned when we landed on Gold Coast on March 1st that, unbeknownst to me, there was a cyclone off the coast of southeast Queensland, which is very weird. Southeast Queensland doesn't get cyclones, and we're from up north, so we know very well about cyclones, what they do, what they can cause. I've lived through a fair few cyclones myself. And I'm like, okay, I'll keep an eye on this thing, but I don't think it'd be a problem. And then, here we go, Monday, it actually got upgraded to a cyclone warning. These are some personal photos, again, wedding planning. So, we'll come back to that cyclone a little bit. So, anyway, we originally were always going to be going to Dreamworld at some point. Dreamworld, I do now very much consider to be the best theme park on the Gold Coast. I didn't know when we were going to hit Dreamworld up. There was multiple points where I thought, like, oh, we'll go here, we'll go there. But, it is what it is. We ended up hitting Dreamworld up on the Monday. Thank God. Because we were originally going to go to Dreamworld the next day. Which was Tuesday the 4th. We finished, but Monday was our wedding planning day. We smashed our wedding planning bookings, and so it was like 11 a.m. We're like, let's go Dreamworld. Why not? We actually got an annual pass because, of course, we're getting married there. We're going back, get an annual pass. Oh boy, to talk about some good stuff of the holiday for a second. What did I do there? I don't need help, Google. I'll just tell me I need help. Talk about some good stuff for Dreamworld to start. Steel Taipan, great coaster, as always. Love this ride. Whether it's the best coaster on the Gold Coast, I'm not sure. There's a lot of arguments that can be made in terms of if it's the best coaster or not. This rivals and Leviathan are the top three, easy. Just depends what you want. I think this has the smoothest ride. I think the ride track on this ride is phenomenal. But what blew me away is Dreamworld's new Rivertown area. The theming, outstanding. This restaurant that they've got, Jane's Rivertown Restaurant, probably the best theme park restaurant I might have ever been to. And I've been to Disney and Universal. Just, great stuff. Look, like, the callbacks, the theming in it. Brilliant. Brilliant vibe. Beautiful food, too. Like, the food was actually good. And not that expensive. Like, just to go back to that cost of living thing. I got a palmy. Where's the palmy? Explorers Calamari. Schnitt. Here we go. I got this one. Tropical Paradise Palmy. 28 bucks! That's cheaper than some palmies I saw at actual restaurants in Melbourne. Very affordable, frankly. Very affordable. And, come on, here's the test. If you have themed bathrooms in your area, then you pass the test. And yes, they had themed bathrooms. I was very happy about that, as you can see. We explored the redone Tiger District. Oh, actually, before that, we got to go on Jungle Rush. And, oh, this ride is amazing. Actually, I'm gonna have to pull up some videos here now. This is a look of some of the land that we had to deal with in Rivertown. And, man, beautiful theming. Like, compared to the guys down the street and what I know they're doing, doesn't even compare. Does not even compare. And then we get to the awesomeness that is the ride queue for Jungle Rush, the new premier coaster at Dreamworld. This queue is brilliant. It's a little dark. I think it could use some floor lighting just for safety, so you know where you're stepping. But, yeah, outstanding queue. Very reminiscent of Indiana Jones Adventure at Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, specifically the one I've been to. But great. And this roller coaster throws you for a trip, too. So it offers two lines. It offers start forward and start backwards, which made no sense to me. I look like I'm having a great time. And so you ride it and realize, basically, throughout the course of the ride, your ride vehicle will return to the station the opposite way you left it. And the ride is a great use of space, and a very good family coaster, too. Like, it's not a thrill coaster like Leviathan, Steel Taipan, DC Rivals, but it is a great family coaster, and probably the best family coaster on the Gold Coast. It has dark ride elements, it has beautiful theming. We get to ride in the rain as well, which I think added a little bit of ambience, too. Great coaster overall, and another big tick on the Rivertown area. We got to see some of the reopened Tiger Island theming. We rode the Murrissippi Motors. Chelsea never showed me this photo. That's cute. The Murrissippi Motors is fine. I mean, it's a reopening of a classic classic Dreamworld attraction, and a well-deserved one to be reopened. It's very important to the ride's history, or the park's history, sorry. We did some just wildlife exploring. Steel Taipan again. That's pretty much the day done. Chelsea had us do this cute thing. This is adorable. This is so cute. And then as we left Dreamworld, we found the Lego store, and I found this kind of ironic considering where we were going. They actually had an F1 setup because, of course, Lego's just released their big F1 collaboration, which is last year's cars. You guys couldn't wait 2 months to just do this year's cars? No one wants last year's cars. This year's livery is mostly better anyway. But this was sick. But my favorite parts of this, though, aside from how nice it is the grid. Here we have Red Bull on P9, effectively. Sure, sure, let's go next to the Aston. And then the front row is Haas and Alpine. Sure, let's go with that. McLaren P3, Ferrari P4, I can believe. But, what's up with these guys? What are we missing? What are you doing here, Ollie Behrman? Maybe this was a foretell for the weekend that was to come. For anyone who's watched the Aus GP, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. I got to watch some IndyCar as well. It was great. Uber Eats. Oh, man, look at these photos. Great view from our hotel room. Anyway, you can see us here hanging out in an indoor version of the hotel restaurant, as opposed to the previous outdoor one you saw a few photos ago, is because it was this day that the cyclone got closer. Real closer. They were announcing all throughout Tuesday and Wednesday things were being shut. We were set to fly out Wednesday evening from Gold Coast Airport. A few of our wedding bookings we had for Wednesday morning got moved to Tuesday. We were originally going to fly out Wednesday morning. We had to do a Wednesday evening flight because of our wedding bookings. So that was very frustrating, because then they got moved to Tuesday. Like, well, shit, we could have flew out Wednesday morning anyway. I called Virgin at this point and said, hey, earlier flight? No? Okay, that's fine. They didn't have any earlier flights. I was like, it'd be expected. We enjoyed the evening with some Wendy's. Beautiful photo Chelsea got here. Me waiting for my Wendy's. Wednesday now. Well, actually, hold on. Oh, we've skipped a step. Yeah, no. So, Wednesday morning, we woke up and we're like, time to leave. Wednesday morning, by the way, also, was ironically enough our wedding anniversary. Oh, before this. No, hold on. Was it Friday night? When was Race of Champions? No, okay, it was... No, Race of Champions is coming up, okay. Chelsea just said there is? Okay, anyway. Yeah, so Wednesday. So Wednesday morning, we were all ready to get checked out. Here is us leaving our hotel. Beautiful... Between these two photos, we literally checked out of our hotel, and within not 4 minutes of us checking out and leaving our luggage to be collected, we got a message saying our flight had been cancelled. I don't know why. Now, at this point, we'd just gone onto Cyclone Watch, meaning the cyclone's about 48 hours away. Yet they're cancelling flights. Again, I've lived through a lot of cyclones. This made no sense to me. I don't understand it. The winds were fine. Look at this. This is us down at the beach. And the weather was fine. There's nothing, like, yeah, there's a big swell. But, like, flights could still take off in this easily. Easily, flights could still take off in this. But, yeah, they cancelled it. Now, unbeknownst to me at that point in time... Completely unbeknownst to me at that point in time. Brisbane Airport was still flying. So when I called Virgin to get a new flight, I wasn't told that, hey, if you can get to Brisbane Airport, we can fly you out tonight. Which made me really fucking annoyed when I found that out. But anyway, they'd cancelled flights from Gold Coast Airport until at least Friday. At this point, the cyclone was expected to hit Thursday night. Here's Thursday morning, and as you can see... it looks pretty fine. Like, here's us out by the beach. So it's a full 24 hours later from that last photo you just saw, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with this weather. Yeah, it's a bit windy, it's a bit crazy, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, Chelsea's here now. Hi, Chelsea. We're still making the best of the situation. We went back to Sandbar. Still open, by the way. Like, Public transport was cancelled. Gold Coast Airport flights were cancelled. Brisbane Airport was still flying until later that afternoon on Thursday, when the cyclone was expected to hit. But, the weather was fine. It only got reasonably crazy as we started to head back to the hotel. Yeah, here. This was the first rain. This was like 10:30 a.m. Like 10:30 a.m. on Thursday. Finally, it starts raining. Our flight has now been cancelled for about 18 hours. And, oh, finally the rain hits. And then we get the worst part. The worst part of the whole thing. So, we were meant to go see... I can show this now, doesn't matter. We were meant to go see Billie Eilish. That day. We were set to go see Billie Eilish on Saturday. Saturday, 8th of March. Her final concert in Australia, that I managed to secure resale tickets for. But it's like, it's fine. We're flying out Friday morning. We're fine. Thursday night, things did get worse. But again, we've been through our fair share of cyclones. And, you know, like, I've seen worse. Like, we woke up Thursday to a sunny blue sky with cancelled flights. This, I believe, we're on Friday now. This was the other bad part about getting stuck in Gold Coast, was these. Our hotel was running special cyclone specials, including $15 cocktails for most of the afternoon. You can bet your ass we had a lot of those. Anyway, we're on Friday morning now, and still the cyclone's not fucking here. This thing was just teasing the whole East Coast. Been like, oh, I'm gonna come get ya. I'm gonna come and get ya. And it just wouldn't freaking come. Here's me exchanging with the bar staff. We became best friends with most of the hotel staff while we were stuck in. But, finally, Friday night now, it actually starts to get a little crazy. But not crazy enough for Uber Eats to stop. Still delivering Uber Eats orders. At this point, we're locked in. We can't escape. And at this point, obviously, our Friday flight got cancelled. And the rebooked flight on Friday was Sunday. Sunday morning, 11 a.m. And this was so frustrating. This was horribly, horribly frustrating. Because at this point, obviously, the concert is Saturday night. And we're set to leave Sunday morning. The day Chelsea got the tickets, and then about an hour later, our flight got cancelled. And it was devastating. It was horrible. It was horrible. I still feel for her so much. I watched this, though, Race of Champions. Very good watch. Hope we get this back in Australia. So yeah, we're on Saturday now, and making the best of things. Like, even still, this is cyclone weather. Where's a good video? Here you go. Like, it's still not crazy. Like, yeah, look, the wind had been picked up by this point, but like, ugh. The cyclone was a bit of nothing. For Gold Coast, anyway. I know, like, for people, it was pretty bad. Mainly due to the rain, more than the actual cyclone part of it. My thoughts go out to anyone that was affected. But here is us... Is this Sunday morning now? Or Saturday morning? This was Sunday morning. Yeah, okay, Sunday morning. So anyway, the cyclone finally hit Saturday evening. Here is us pretty much in it. Like, the wind's crazy. But look, there's cars out! Like, there never was a point where it was, like, lockdown. Like, yeah, there were less people out. But, most people just got sick of it. Anyway, Sunday morning we went out. And Sunday morning was honestly the second worst weather we'd seen. After, obviously, Saturday night in the actual cyclone was the worst. But Sunday morning was still very bad. And yet, the airports reopened Sunday midday. When the weather was worse than it was at any point on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And they were cancelling flights. Thank you, baby. But we get to cap off a wonderful customer service experience with Virgin here now, as I recap this bit. So Virgin originally cancelled our flight Wednesday morning. Called them, got a new flight, easy. This was my second call with them after Tuesday, where I said, hey, is there an earlier flight? And they said, no. On both flights, I never got told, hey, yo, can you get to Brisbane Airport? If you can get to Brisbane Airport, we can get you on one of those flights to Melbourne. Because if they'd told me that, we would have. So they were not helping us at all get out of there before the cyclone. Yeah, that's okay. They're on special still. It's good chocolate. It's just a really good chocolate.
Why do you think I ate so much yesterday?
Yum. Then our new flight was Friday afternoon, which we then got told Friday, like, midday, like, again, like, a few hours beforehand. It was cancelled. Both times it was cancelled. I only know it was cancelled because I actually monitored the flight data. I keep up with the flight updates. Virgin never told me my flight, my booking was cancelled, which pissed me off a lot. But whatever, new flight, Sunday morning, that's fine. Saturday fucking night, that flight's cancelled too. Why? Because Virgin wanted to wait till midday to resume flights. Qantas Jetstar, they were going from Sunday morning. Virgin said no, everything before midday is cancelled. Again, I have to call Virgin. It's my 4th phone call now. And be like, yo, is my flight cancelled? It looks like it is. They told me it wasn't cancelled. They said, no, you're all good, Mr. Smith. You're fair to fly out. You have nothing to worry about. That was the exact phrase. Nothing to worry about. Only when I said, you're going to tell me if it's cancelled though, right? Because you haven't the past 2 times. Did the woman look a bit further and realize, oh. Exact phrase, oh. Yeah, that one is cancelled. Do you want to reserve that one for a flight credit? Just assumed I wanted a credit when I was in a city I don't even live in. And yeah, so I went nuclear, to say the least. We got a new flight. I had to tell them what flight to put us on. They were going to put us on a flight Sunday Arvo, Gold Coast, Sydney, Melbourne. When I said to them, hey, if you're flying from Gold Coast to Sydney, why the fuck wouldn't you be flying from Gold Coast to Melbourne? Don't fuck me around more. I gave him the flight number that I knew was the one at 1 p.m. that I knew was still going out, and said, 2 tickets, this flight, thank you very much. Horrible shit service. So, yeah, they got the flight I requested. I want that. I got the flight I requested, and we left Sunday afternoon, but oh my god. To say I had a bad experience, the least of it. I'm still following up this experience, because I spit all over myself. Yes, the flights had to be cancelled. I'm not mad the flights got cancelled. I'm mad that I had 4+ phone calls with Virgin, never got told they were leaving from Brisbane, never got told any of my flights were cancelled directly. I got no confirmation email, text message, or phone call of my booking being amended. I had to chase it up and make them tell me the status. And then they lied to me even when I did that and said, no, it's not cancelled, Mr. Smith. To say the least, horrible. I'm still following it up. The most Virgin have offered me at this point after their first email back to me where they said, oh, we can't help that it was cancelled. I went back and said, I don't care you cancelled my flight. I care your level of customer service. And they gave me 5,000 velocity credits, which equates to about 20 bucks. Yeah, no, that's the latest. I haven't told you about that yet. They gave me an email yesterday and said they gave me 5,000 velocity points. Like, I want to fly with them again. Fuck your velocity points. So I'm still following that up further, because, to be honest, shit service. Absolute shit. Oh, sure. I can't even imagine how other people may have had experiences, because, like, ultimately, we were trapped in a city we don't live in a cyclone condition. How must some other people... Like, we were very lucky. We had a very good connection with the hotel we were staying at. And we were able to have a safe space to stay. But God, I can't imagine some other people and what they may have had to been going through. The hotel definitely had some leaks. So here we are. This is Saturday morning. We still went out for breakfast, though. I didn't get to have a hot coffee. As you've seen, there's a few hot coffee pictures in here. The coffee machine was busted. So the main thing that the cyclone really caused, as you can see, here's some videos of me getting it. The main thing the cyclone really did to the city was water and electricity. Like, those are the 2 big things that got taken out. Here's me getting a coffee finally at Gold Coast Airport. But we finally left Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, sorry. 1 p.m. flight. This is the flight I told them to put us on. I had to give them this fucking flight number to make sure we could actually leave the place in time. To make the F1 Grand Prix, obviously. But yeah, my poor girl here, and the way that screwed her over was not great. It was shit, wasn't it? Yeah. We ended up making some of Chelsea's family very happy with those Billie Eilish tickets, but yeah, the loss is hard. in Melbourne, finally, we spent our Monday, actually, Labor Day public holiday, which was brilliant, because that did give us basically an extra day of the holiday, Gumbaya World. So, I've never been to Gumbaya World. I didn't even know Gumbaya World existed, really, until, not too long ago. But we ended up going here, and this quality is ass. Can I get a better quality version, please? Thank you. So we ended up going here. This is one of the many videos I got. It's one of the few videos that doesn't feature Chelsea's family. I'm gonna be honest, this theme park kind of slaps. For a small, remote, regional park, it kind of has a bit of everything. The rides here are good. TNT especially is quite a good ride. I see why Movie World bought their own for Flight of the Wicked Witch. But the water park section's great too. Very good layout, very hospitable. For the heat we had to deal with in Melbourne, perfect. Exactly what we wanted. Buzzsaw here, I finally got to ride after chickening out of Dreamworld over a decade ago. So, another one to tick off the list for coasters I've been on. Just a good little theme park. And my favorite part about this one is really affordable. The ticket to get in was a bit much. I think it was like 66 bucks or something. But the annual pass is a very small upgrade on that. So if you're a Victorian, yeah, get an annual pass to this place. The water park facilities alone make it worth it. And the food was really cheap too. Even the alcohol, I think, was pretty affordable. Yeah, good theme park. Beautiful water facilities as well. There's also really good room to expand. Like, I could see this park easily becoming, like, a mainstay in Australia. Like, it could break into the top 5. I think, honestly, the water park facilities, for how low capacity the park is, might be a bit better than Wet n Wild. Lazy River and the Wave Pool are just better than Wet n Wild's one. I've never been to White Water World. I've never been at Gold Coast time when it's actually been open. But nah, great theme park. I genuinely really love my time here. Would I go back as a non-Victorian? Probably not. If the theme park expanded, though, and did some more, yes, I very much would love to go back if they added some expansions. Now we're in full F1 mode. Chelsea amazingly got her nails done. With these Lando Norris nails. Well, she got one hand Lando Norris, other Lewis Hamilton. We can start talking about F1 now. So with F1 coming to Melbourne, the amazing circus, this is our 3rd time going, but in 22, 23, skip 24, back now for 25. This season looked to be electric going into it. We were really excited for the race and everything that was gonna be going on that weekend. But there's been so many issues the previous events we've been to. Mainly with event logistics, it's the capacity crowd they get at Albert Park is something they really struggle to handle. There's not enough toilets, there's not enough grandstands. Everything's too open, there's a lot of funneling that happens. The public transport can't handle it. The Wi-Fi can't, not the Wi-Fi, the mobile network can't handle it. You've got no internet when you're at the track most times. There's just a few little problems, but aside from those, great racing, great venue. Just a few little big problems that really hold it down. Previous years, anyway. So Chelsea got her nails done. She can finally support Lewis in this household. We don't like Mercedes here. But with Lewis going to Ferrari, the fact that I support Charles Leclerc, yeah, here we go. Here's our other nails, the Lewis nails. The fact that I support Charles, even though I'm a McLaren fan, means yes, even though you're also a McLaren fan, Chelsea, you can support Lewis. It's fine. It's fine. So we need to fix a few problems first to start about our holiday. First of which is Chelsea's mum. The first of which is we need to get some gear. Now, as mentioned, we forgot our hats. We didn't bring F1 hats. We need to get some. We were looking at a few hats. I decided to pick up myself an F1 Oscar Piastri shirt. This was the day he announced. This was Wednesday. So he'd announced the new contract signing. I'm like, you know what? We can get us a new shirt. This shirt's good for at least 4 years now. So we picked up an Oscar shirt. Checked around some hats for Chelsea. She really wanted a Lewis one, but also wanted the McLaren one. We elected on... I was also tossing up a few McLaren hats. I don't know which one I look best in all honesty. Like, a few of them work. We ended up picking up the 81 and the 4 because it just made sense. Because then we've got dual hats. There was this amazing painting they were doing for George and them. So we ended up getting dual hats, as we can see. Yeah, here's a photo of them. We both got McLaren hats, number 4, number 81. Our 2 drivers, our 2 main boys. This was really sick. We went and checked out the F1 fan festival they'd set up in Melbourne Park, which was something that confused me a bit to start when we got there. There's not much going on, and then I gradually clicked and realized, oh, I see what they're doing. And what they're doing is basically setting up a way for non-F1 fans to end up interacting with the race. In the Melbourne Park Sporting Precinct that weekend, they had NBL Finals. They had A-League Soccer, 2 games. They had multiple AFL matches at the MCG. Concerts at Rod Laver Arena as well. And so basically anyone going to these events could end up seeing the fan festival and think, hold on, what's this about? Pop in for a drink, meet some drivers, watch some racing action, and that made a lot of sense. This was also, though, where we got the first chance to experience Melbourne's weird weather that I didn't know what I want to do. Also, weird globe ladies. Chelsea also got a tattoo, which they were offering for $50, which is a sick deal. A sick deal, in all honesty. At this point, rain had been our enemy and our problem and the worst thing in the world to us. Rain screwed over the Billie Eilish concert. Rain also cost us the Race of Champions as well. We lost to France. Rain was starting to wreak havoc in Melbourne. These photos are so cute. Us with our boys. But this was when the weather started to really show itself, and these photos are great too. And what it was sort of, the havoc it was starting to cause. We'll come back to that in a little bit. We did get our tickets. To come back to that, Jaden came through. We got our tickets from the hotel. They almost lost them, actually, because we're, of course, meant to check into our hotel on the 5th, on Saturday. Friday? No, Wednesday. Wednesday, sorry. Wednesday the 5th. And then we got delayed. So we checked with the hotel and said, hey, you've still got that envelope, right? Because it did arrive. They said, nah, we don't know where it is. Thankfully, we told them, hey, did you check the room we were meant to be in? And they did. They put it in our room. So thank God they didn't give our room away to anyone else, because someone could have stolen our tickets so easily. But we got our tickets, and we got into the venue for Thursday on-track action. And immediately, so we were in grandstand, we were at the Turn 5 grandstand. Here's a beautiful little video of our exact seats, actually. Actually, this is further down here, but this was a view of the grandstand. Turn 5 grandstand kind of slapped. It was kind of good. Here's an exact panorama of our exact seat. As you can see, great spot. But my favorite thing they did this year, and I feel like they've done this previous years but never made it public, is they had the roaming grandstand clause to your Thursday tickets. So if you rocked up on the track and you wanted to go anywhere you wanted on Thursday, you can. You can go into any grandstand you wish. So here's us at Turn 4 grandstand. Here's us on the exit of Turn 3 grandstand. And we basically use this opportunity to think, hey, let's shop around for our future grandstands. And there definitely were some great options. Some really good options. The supercars were on track. I got plenty of good photos. And Albert Park's just such a great track to see the cars in action. Like, yeah, the fence is in the way. You can't avoid that. It's for safety. But you can see the cars really well. Oh, hold on for a second. You gotta have that rev. That beautiful V8 sound. So, yeah, the supercars on track Thursday was great to see. And honestly, one of the highlights of the weekend, we got to really explore. We collect magnets as well in our household on holidays, so we picked up some more magnets for our collection. But then we went to the Lakeside Stadium section, and this is where I sort of got my first glimpse at, hold on a second, they've kind of changed this event a lot. So the Lakeside Precinct, or the in-track precinct, in previous years has been extremely open, extremely go wherever you want, which is both good and bad. It means that effectively, yeah, complete freedom to explore, but there's a lot of funneling around, like, the bridge across the straight, up through turn 3, and just the buoys, the walkway across the lake. And so it's always made it a bit frustrating to get around the track, because as soon as you want to go anywhere else, funnel problem. Bunch of people funneling into a small line. Doesn't work. This was different this year. Basically, if I could describe Lakeside and what they'd done with it in any way, they'd taken a box or a rectangle shape, and the lines of the rectangle is where you could go. And the middle bit of the rectangle was a no patron area. It was reserved for, like, facilities all circling around it. And this meant that no matter where you were going, traffic was sort of flowing in, like, a street format. Roads. And so this meant that you never really had the funnel problem. And this was not just here, this was everywhere. On the pit straight, the motorsport straight, they'd done a similar thing. They'd broken up into sort of two firm lines, one closer to the grandstands, one closer to the back of the track, or the back of the parklands, I guess, the Albert Park roads. And it just meant traffic flowed really smoothly. I thought it might just be because it was Thursday, but no, we went again on Saturday to that area. Saturday or Friday? Friday, sorry. And it was fine. It was great. So they'd fixed one of the big problems with the event, which was foot traffic flowed beautifully. We went and checked out Brabham, of course, because if you've got a free grandstand anywhere you want, you gotta check out Brabham. I'm gonna be honest, it's overhyped. It's not at all one of the best grandstands on the track. One big screen, forever away, impossible to read, and so crowded, so unbelievably crowded, and not really a good way either to, yeah, view stuff. I don't even put it top 5 places on the track. I think, honestly, Jones over here, where we sat our first year, is a much better grandstand. Just some thought, just some food for thought. There's some more photos of the Lakeside Precinct. Oh, this was great. This was a great aspect. This is not a photo of this girl's ass, this is a video. Daniel had a setup there for his new wine, Enchanté Rosé. Actually pretty good. Kind of slapped, kind of fucked. I definitely want to get a bottle of this, because we bought a couple wine there, which I believe... Yeah, here we go. Chelsea has a video. Enchanté Rosé. I fuck with it. It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Not bad, Daniel. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad, Daniel.
Alright.
It's pretty good. We got to have a phone call with Daniel too. We had a little phone booth there. That was pretty sick. We checked out... There's amazing Red Bull tributes. This bothers me. It's the RB14 repainted in the modern livery. Just put the OG livery on it, guys. It's the car Daniel won Monaco in. Just leave it as is. You don't need to change it. I hate they do that. But, great setups. Here we go. Here's me having a conversation with Daniel. It was cool. Great activations all around. We headed towards Motorsports Shake then. Again, beautiful, beautiful stuff they'd got set up. The event felt really premier this year. Like, there was no corners cut. They really went all out on it. They expect nothing less, and frankly, we did. We checked out Fangio's grandstand right on the front straight in front of the F1 pits. I see why people sit here. I definitely can. I am a big corner fan. I love seeing cars on the throttle through the corners. So for me, I didn't really care that much about this spot in particular. But it was good to see these, however. Oh, they had some retro F1 cars, and they had some good ones too. We had a Lotus. We had this Williams, which is beautiful. And my favorite part is you can see where they removed the tobacco sponsorship. So for those who don't know, outside of Australia, we have very strict tobacco laws in this country. You cannot have any form of tobacco advertising on anything anymore. Like, it's just, it's not allowed. Plain packets only. So they've had to remove the camel logo from Prost Williams. They also had later in the weekend the BAR01 zipper car, which also had its stickers removed on it. The Benetton here. Oh, this is just, man, great machinery. Phenomenal machinery. We got there was a pillar dedicated to all of Australia's former Formula 1 drivers and current. And this was the best part for me as well. The supercars pits were on Motorsport Straight, so there. Like, you could get so close to these cars. I've been to a lot of supercar rounds. This is the closest I've ever been to these machines. Without a, like, exclusive access and pit tour and stuff. Beautiful, beautiful access to the facilities. Cannot praise it enough. Supercar's decision to actually have this on the front straight and not on the infield cannot be commended. It is the best thing for fans possible. We also had a Canadian Club bar, which, yes, of course I went to. This is actually my drink of choice. The CC and Dry is my go-to liquor. So I was not at all complaining. Not a great photo, but fine. But we finally found what I consider to be maybe the best grandstand on the track. Prost grandstand. This grandstand is so good. This is probably, I think, the best grandstand on the track, maybe. Beautiful views of turns 13 and 14. Pit entry. 2 amazing big screens right in front of you. Great spot on the track. So we ended up, once we found this one, I think it was like 2 p.m. on the Thursday. We're like, you know what? We don't need to do any more grandstands. We're set. We can stay here. And we did. We stayed here all of Thursday. We bought the program, beautiful photos of me and my wonderful fiance. Great stuff. Great action too. Is this the, yeah, this supercar's coming out. So, now to talk about some of the racing. This supercar race was so good. It was so good. This was probably the race of the weekend for me. This Supercar Thursday race. If you haven't watched it, go to Supercar's YouTube channel. Watch the highlights. Amazing. Amazing event. Oh, this was quali, wasn't it? That's right, this was quali. This wasn't the race. I'm ahead of myself, sorry. Here's the cars coming back into the pits. Look how close we could get. Here's Brock Feeney and Chad Nell of the supercar coverage. Like, this is not that zoomed in, guys. Like, I could not believe the access you had. They also had the marquee, the dark horse. Beautiful machinery. Some beautiful machinery on show and on display. Anyway, here we go. Here's the supercar race. This race was so good. Amazing, amazing race to watch. Again, go to Supercar's YouTube channel. Watch this race replay. Some of the best racing you'll ever see. And even better, after the race was done, you got to go down to the podium, which was right behind Prost Grandstand. And yeah, look how close you can get. This is the top 3. Amazing, amazing. Chelsea got a really good video. One of these. Let's see which one it is. That would be this one then. Of the celebrations going on. We also made a cameo on the television as well. I'll see if that's in the folder. Yeah, Brock should come over here in a minute. Yeah. So good, so good. And then even after the race, like, the access to the pit facilities. Here's Randall. Tommy Randall right here. Cam's in there too. So good. Like, amazing access for the fans. Could not be commended more. Could not be commended more. Made our way home. The trams also flowed really easily too. Really easily. We went to Grilled. I had to try the Oscar Piastri burger. Come on, you had to try the Oscar Piastri burger. And here you go. Here's our little cameo on Supercars Fox broadcast. There we are, right there. Set her a shot. Chelsea also found us here after the race. Great job, spotted the Easter egg, Chelsea. Great job. But that was the Thursday of the event, wrapped and all finished up. And so, anyway, the Thursday was so good. This really, like, this set such a high standard for the event. I should talk about the burger, too. Burger's pretty okay. I'm not the biggest fan of grilled, personally. I much prefer, like, Betty's Burgers, Burger Urge, Wendy's now as well. I like those burgers more, but grilled was still pretty good. Worth having. Yeah, Thursday was so good. Like, amazing. Here we go. This is a bit of a view of us leaving the track. We left from gate 1. But the line flowed so quickly. We were just walking out. That was the, like, it blew my mind. Like, the Thursday crowd was 80,000 people. 80,000 people. And we had no issues leaving the track. And we left after the podium, pretty much. Like, we didn't hang around that long after the final race finished. But there was no issue leaving. Like, the amount of facilities they've upgraded for the infrastructure and just getting people around cannot be commended enough for the Australian Grand Prix Corporation. But we move on to Friday, the first day of on-track F1 action. Here's Chelsea getting a photo of me rocking up. Collector's ticket in hand, coffee and other. Pretty good photo. We had to break out the F1 merch for the day, Oscar Piastri. If you didn't see it in my first day, I'll talk about my merch, because actually I'm quite proud of my merch. The way I bring myself to standard. I'm rocking my Shell V-Power for Supercar Day. I usually would rock a Supercar hat too, but we didn't bring one. Actually, this is a really cute video Chelsea took of me. I'll show this video. Chelsea loves recording me. This is the Porsche race, but it's a good video. Yeah, watch here. Yeah, CC in hand. It's weird. I'm a nerdy boy, and Chelsea says this too. It's not fair that I'm both. I'm a nerdy jock. I love sport. I love my sport. Motorsport, especially, obviously. This is a little Chelsea catching me up about the race. But we move on to Friday. First day of on-track F1 action. Of course, the first thing we have to do is check out the boy. The boy himself, Mr. Piastri, at the quad lock. I could not believe how busy this was. Like, here's I think this is me attempting to get a... I love that little bit to Seven Nation Army. It's so clever how they do it. We checked out the fan stage, which also was so packed. Like, look at the people.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy this morning, actually.
Lando was late, of course he was. But Friday as well, despite the crowd, we're like, stuff is flowing easy. Chelsea was happy. She got her Red Bull and gin. We recorded a bit for the content. It was nice. And then we got to the big stuff. The thing that matters. F1 cars on track. I don't know why Chelsea's camera has so much bloom there. Could probably break out some of my DJI footage now too. Yeah, I'll do it a bit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite proud of some of the photos I got. Like, obviously I'm not proud of these ones. Like, what is this? It's a photo of nothing. But I did get some pretty good shots, actually. It's a good shot here of, is this Max or Liam? Max. Good shot of Max there. Oh, this is a really good shot of Max here, too, actually. I'm getting better at my motorsport photography, which is good, because I love taking photos of these cars. But yeah, we got through practice a few things. It's just us chilling, really. It was just a good day. Oh, the supercar race, yeah, we witnessed the crash there. The supercar race on Friday was good. It wasn't as good as the day before. The Friday race was definitely way better, but it was still good. And again, we got some cool shots. This was also good because of the pole in the way. This is a good video. I'll send a safety car. Props to Cam Hill getting the win, though. Dude got the dub, and that was important. And this was weird, too. Someone got proposed to during the supercar race, and we don't know who. Whoever this ZWJ is. Who are you, ZWJ? Reveal yourself. We want to know if you said yes. But yeah, what's more romantic than getting proposed to during a supercar safety car? Like, is there such a thing more romantic than that? I don't know. Not my chosen proposal, but... Good on you, Cam Hill. Good win. Good dub. Then we had... What? Porsche. I love how late the Aus GP goes. Like, this is like 7 PM at night. This shot here. It's... Oh, man. The way the Aus GP has improved over the years is amazing. Amazing. And it makes me so happy. But now we head to Saturday. Saturday, quali day. And this day was... To bring weather back into it, this day was hot. This day was so hot. It was 34-degree heat wave. You wouldn't believe it looking at Chelsea in all black here. It was 34-degree heat wave. But it was a 34-degree heat wave.
So, we found the strat. Gate 3. Gate 3 is the strat.
Oh, yeah. Talk about this for a second. Yeah, so the strat to get into the track is Gate 3. This was our tram to the track. It is so empty. There was no one on it. And not to say there weren't people waiting at Southern Cross Station. There was a lot of people waiting at Southern Cross Station. But they all wanted to go Gate 1 or 2. So when they're like, gate 3 tram, we're like, oh, that's us. And then the tram, the public officials were like, yep, come through, push us through the crowd, got us on. No one on the tram. So yeah, the strat is gate 3, guys. Like if you have a ticket that is on any of that side of the circuit, go to gate 3. You can get in so quickly. It was brilliant. It was amazing. But oh man, look at this dust. So this is now talking about the bad part of gate 3. This is all dirt. Like,
A lot of dust
not the
being
good
picked up
dirt
by
either.
people walking.
Like that
Look, no
sandy
dust.
brown dirt.
The power of grass. That's a lot.
And so on Saturday, this was a problem for the sun. We'll get back to what it was on Sunday. F3 sprint race, very good. I enjoyed this sprint race a lot. Shocked they managed to go too wide through here. We had to do some improvised solutions. So the sun was so bad and Portugal was getting so sunburned. I actually picked up an Aus GP hat. Super cheap for like 10, I think it was $10 actually. Yeah, it was $10, this hat. It was last year's hat, that's why it was so cheap. But hey, covered the sun very well. And perfect for putting a McLaren hat over the top too. My solution here was a little different. As you can see here, I'll give you a heads up. This is not a full brim cap. McLaren don't make those. This is just a regular McLaren cap. Beautiful cap, love it. But as you can see, I'm covered here. Now, I get sunburned extremely easily. In fact, I think I'm still actually a little red. Not as easily as my lovely here gets sunburned. You get sunburned so easily. But my ears were torched at this point. Like, this is the part of me that gets sunburned the most, especially in caps. It was expected to be so hot on the Saturday that I brought a pair of shorts. I always wear jeans. I'm a jeans boy. Can't help it. Love it. My legs are so white because of it, but I love my jeans. When I bought Chelsea her beautiful bucket hat, I had nothing. I wasn't going to get one of those either. I don't like bucket hats. They don't look good. What do you call it, a bucket hat? What do you call it, a flat brim hat? Straw hat? Straw hat Luffy. Moogie butter. So what I ended up doing is I pulled the shorts out of my pocket, which I'm going to stand up and show, is actually these shorts that I'm wearing right here. These beautiful Uniqlo shorts. I'm showing my shorts. Beautiful Uniqlo shorts. I pulled them out, hooked them under the cap, loosened it by one, put the cap on. I now have a brim cap. And this worked. Bump the mic. This worked way better than I thought it would. This kept the sun off me for the main period of this heat wave, which was from about 10 to 3.
Ew.
You're so mean to yourself. It worked brilliantly. Also, we can see some more amazing F1 photography here. Here's Lando Norris. He had a good weekend, I heard. Is this Jack or Gasly? This is Jack. He had a bad weekend, I heard. I don't know. He just did. Yeah, we got some really good shots on the Saturday. This was FP3, if I recall correctly. Also, to talk some about F1, not just my time. This car is beautiful. This V-Carb livery is spectacular. Best livery on the grid, hands down. I love this white Red Bull car. This was all that mattered to me at the end of FP3. Our Aussie boy on top. You could not believe the way the crowd was behind him. It was brilliant. Oh, I didn't talk about Friday attendance. 125,000 on Friday as well, which was, again, insane that it didn't feel busier than that. It went so good. It went so good. Has Chelsea's nails again. She's very proud of them. She still has them. Still has the nails. She said she promised she'll get 81 next year. More FP3 shots. I got some really good portrait shots here, just to toot my own horn. This car is ugly. We're talking about liveries again. This Sauber is ugly. This green, this muted green is trash. It's so bad. The Rebel's good as always. The Ferrari white stripe, I'm not gonna lie, kind of started to grow on me. I started to get used to it. Beautiful shot of Oscar here. Here's a view of our grandstand. I can show this off a bit more. So this is the Turn 5 grandstand. So the grandstand itself was fine, but we'll get back to that on Sunday. I already showed them the dust. The dust was so bad, wasn't it? The dust was so bad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you staring at?
I don't know.
Okay. Beautiful fiance, lover, king of the world, king of the world. We took a lot of good photos this weekend. This one's so cute. I love this photo. So to double back a bit, obviously we're rocking the gear. This is rocking the Oscar Piastri shirt, had to. Had to. We needed him to get pole. And this was the coolest. So, Amex had a bunch of activations throughout the whole weekend. Like, so many activations. But the coolest one were these race radios. Now, I couldn't get one because I don't have an American Express card. So we had to go and buy a big radio from Big W. Like, the only radio they had, it was like this big. Like a hulking big AA battery radio. We went to get lunch, and as we were getting lunch, they had a guy there with, like, scan this QR code for a free radio.
It was a girl.
Oh, but that a girl there, sorry. That a girl there with a QR code. Scan this QR code for a free radio. Scanned it, load up the page, didn't see what it was. So confused. Went up to her and said, like, hey, I don't get how this works. Like, oh, you just show them this page, and you get the radio. Huh? Was that easy? So yeah, we just walked up. I showed them the web page that you can only get through the QR code, I guess. And they're like, yep, here you go. Here's your radio. Tune at 98.1 FM and 98.5 FM. And you can listen to the race commentary. So yeah, Chelsea got one too, obviously. This was sick. This was actually great. They're really good little race radios too. Like, genuine quality for a freebie. Very happy about that. And we had this so cute father and son that they were big motorsport heads. You can tell by the way they're talking next to us. The kid, how old would you say? I was like 10 or 12. Yeah, he was eyeing that radio all of qualifying when he saw me with it. So to skip ahead a little bit, on Sunday when we went and got breakfast, I saw them again with that QR code. I assume because on Friday and Thursday, they'd given out all their Amex ones, and they still had stock left over. That's why they could give them out for free to anyone. So I made sure I picked that kid up one for on Sunday, but ironically his dad ended up using it more than he did, I think. But I had to do that. Like, the kid was eyeing that radio. Here we are with quali. This is just a good showcase of how good our big screen viewage was. Like, yeah, the gate's in the way, but I'd rather be up close to the cars with the big screen in the way than all the way up at the back where you can see the big screen fully, but you see the cars a lot less. Because, like, yeah, look at Oscar through here. That's beautiful. That's cinema right there. So qualifying finished up.
Thanks. It's good. You got pole. Oh, you want to show the nails more? The nails are very nice. You know who got P2?
McLaren lockout. We love that. We love a good McLaren lockout. That point I was still loving life. We got to see Tones and I. She was great. What a performer. Chelsea's seen her before. This is my first time seeing her. She was good. This is your third time? Oh yeah, because Macklemore, but that doesn't count. That wasn't her. Okay, this is Chelsea's third. My second technically. I saw it with Macklemore, but very good.
She only played like a couple songs.
This is the only time we've actually gone to the Saturday concerts. We usually skip the concerts when they're on at F1 because usually they're mid concerts. But we went to see her. It was good. Good time. And then we get to Sunday. Yeah, Lost Impact's a pretty fitting music track to be talking over this part. Saturday. Or Sunday, sorry. Sunday it rained. The rain had returned. The enemy of our holiday, as it turned out to have been by this point. The rain screwed us with the cyclone. The rain cost Australia and the Race of Champions. And now here the rain was to take away most of our Sunday. Now, we went from a heat wave 34, where we were sweltering, but for us who live in Northern Australia, it was pretty okay, to this rain, which was fine, except the mud. Melbourne, it rains so often. How are you this vulnerable to rain? How are you guys this vulnerable? How?
Why did my ass? Oh, my hair looks like cute.
It's your shirt. Your hair oh, Chelsea's hair was so on point. She was trying too hard, though, apparently.
Yeah, I heard a lady say it.
I didn't know it does that in the... See that?
Yeah.
I didn't know it does that to the camera. That's weird. But as you could already see with us walking around, look at the mud.
Look at my shirt.
Yeah, Chelsea can see with the rain on her shirt. We did have ponchos. We picked them up from the chemist on Thursday. We're like, we want prepped. We got these ponchos and we're gonna need them. At the moment, it's not that bad. It was okay. It was wet. It wasn't that wet. Little did we know, after we get to the track, the heavens would decide to open upon us with great fury. So, this is the F3 race under safety car, unsurprisingly. Started under safety car. It was wet. We pulled the ponchos out almost immediately after we got to our seats. Because there was nothing we could do it. The F3 race unfortunately got declared under a red flag. But for the purpose of safety, it was understandable. It was understandable. They're kids. That's the best thing to do. Look, we did get a bit of green running in, as you can see here, and it was actually a pretty decent race. It's a weird photo. I like that one, though. Look at the judge. The judgmental look.
Oh, they look ugly.
This is probably the defining mood. Like, this photo would define our Sunday, I think. I think this encapsulates it pretty well. Then we had the supercar race. The supercar race would be fine, right? They race in the rain all the time. We started on a safety car. We ran around for like 4 or 5 laps, and they red flagged the race, only for the rain to clear up while we were under that red flag, and then they called it without a lap being done. Huh? Like, literally, as soon as they... This is them coming back to the pit. I believe this is after the race. You can see, look, it's not raining anymore. It's a bit clearer. Here they are, under the safety car. Look at the conditions. It got better, but they red flagged it. So we didn't get a race. And this was honestly daylight robbery for the battle that weekend. There's a special round championship awarded for supercars that, if that race had gotten to run, would have been electric. The qualifying had set it up for a blockbuster. Didn't happen. F2 also got cancelled. This one probably was fair, though, wasn't it? I think the F2. Annoyingly, they had a gap after the supercars where they could have run them in pretty good conditions. But again, because they waited for the conditions to get worse, the F2 started under horrible conditions, as you can see. Like, look, this is absolutely miserable. It was so cold. So yeah, this one was understandably cancelled, I think, as the telecast mistyped it, which was fair. And then we had to wait. Now, there's like it's about 2.5 to 3 hours between the end of the F2 and the start of the F1. We waited about 30 minutes before I said, nah, fuck this, and headed for a nearby pub. Yeah, no, it was torture. And where we were on the backside of the track, at turn 5, which I've done nothing but compliment all weekend so far. Gate 3, beautiful. Way in and out, beautiful. Toilets a little lacking, and that dirt, horrible. That dirt was no longer dirt by the time we got to Sunday. It was pure mud. Like,
So slippery.
pure mud. The slipperiest of mud. This is literally the back of our grandstand, this video. Chelsea's poor shoes were like semi-slicks. So she's on not a good intermediate tire through this. Here's us coming up to the grandstand. This is right before the race, about 20 minutes before the race kicked off. And yeah, it was so miserable. Still so wet. To go back to this for a second. So we ended up hitting this pub. We found it. There was a bistro in there. We grabbed a table. I went to go place an order. I'm used to the way we do it up here in Northern Australia, where when you got your order, you walk up to the bar. You say, hey, I'll want this, this, and that. Here's my table number. Bring it when you're ready. Boom. Easy, right? I went to go do that. I said, no, we'll come to you. 10 minutes pass. 20 minutes pass. 30 fucking minutes pass. And we've received no service. There were other people that were coming in that were getting service. So we realized, well, shit, we can't get anything. We have to leave. This is we were starved at this point. We were starving, cold, wet, miserable, sick of the rain ruining our holiday that it seemed to be haunting us at this point. So we bailed. We headed back for the track. We picked up a Angus burger, which again, the conditions were still no better. It was still miserable. Just, horrible and miserable. This was one of the toilets, here. As you can see, there's a bit of a puddle. Here is Jordan walking back from attempting to use the toilet before realizing, yeah, I can't walk through this in my Nikes. It's this deep. So, that was fucking annoying. Wonderful. My poor Nikes, but also I'm proud of my Nikes. My Nikes got destroyed in this rain, in the mud, but I've actually kind of saved them. They still need a bit of a deep clean, but we got them better. Chelsea's poor shoes, on the other hand, did not survive, both through that and also attempted to dry them. I've learned that Fila is a much less high-quality brand than Nike. Those shoes are done, unfortunately. But after all our pain and suffering, we finally reached the race time. And this year, thankfully, unlike the first year we went, they did actually play the F1 title theme at the track.
Oh, Alonso, yeah.
Which was very happy, frankly. Especially considering we were the debut race this year. But finally, we had the Grand Prix. This was lap 1, I believe. Yeah, this is lap 1. Oh, this is the out lap, sorry. Where's lap 1? This must be lap 1.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, this is lap 1. There you go. It was wet. Like, probably about on par with the F3 race, if I were to consider it. But credit to race control, they started the race under proper starting conditions. Immediately into a safety car. We actually talk about the race now, everything that happened in it. What was the first crash? That's right, Isaac. It was Isaac on the roll-around lap. Poor Isaac, man. Not at all how you want your F1 debut to go, but it was rough for the kid. Also, Kelman Marco and everything he said about that. But race finally got underway, only for what to happen? But our boy Jack to put it in the wall. Safety car number 2. And then Carlos somehow ended up in the wall. Somehow. I don't understand how, but somehow he also ended up on the wall. No idea how he did that, but F1, there's actually another curse to the Aus GP now, which is seemingly the previous winner taking themselves out within the first few laps of the next race, or luck taking them out. From then onwards, though, we got a real race on our hands. Backing the McLarens, as we are fans of, Oscar and Lando. Great watching them exchange, great watching Oscar with the pace. The race radios we had through Amex genuinely came in so clutch, so great throughout the feeling of the weekend and through everything about it. What was next? Alonso crashing, which Chelsea and I both thought was Stroll when we first saw an Aston on the wall, not gonna lie. But that really lit the race up in terms of that pit stops that we got from that. And then the trauma came in. The trauma from everything that happened with Oscar. So, this rain that was coming around lap 45, that was haunting us, was something that we were so worried about. I was worried about. We were at turn 5, so we're at the opposite end of the track the rain was expected to hit. Then the rain finally did hit, and Chelsea managed to capture the exact look on my face when my heart broke. As I saw Oscar spear off the track into, spear off the track into the grass and get bogged. When he was on for a podium. This music's too happy. This was devastating, to say the least. I've been to a lot of motorsport events, and to say this is probably the most pain I've ever felt at an event, at a sporting event, is frankly warranted. I cannot enough talk about how devastated I was. At Oscar going off. But the fact he somehow got it back on track has to be commended. Has to be commended. And then P9. But then we got the amazing final stint here with Lando and Max battling it out for lap 57. Amazingly beautiful finish to this race. And honestly, standing up stuff. Like, we've been to 3 Aus GP now. The first one, 2022, pretty procedural. Great 1-2 by Ferrari with Charles. Great race. We loved that one. Max spinning as well was crazy at the time. Then in 2023, Max's win was interesting, to say the least, because of all the red flags in that race. It was a bit asinine, but it was interesting to be at. This race was a horrible experience physically. We were cold, wet, but holy shit, what a great race. What a really, really, really good race to be at.
Two more corners.
Even though it was painful, emotionally and physically,
One more, come on.
it was so good. It was so good. It is also cool that we've been to 3 Grand Prix now. We've seen 3 different race winners. For someone, like, being in Australia, we don't get... We get one F1 race. And, like, to travel anywhere else is a shit ton of money. So it's cool to see 3 different winners of the race that we've been to. Kimi, of course, got a 5-second penalty, which she ended up getting revoked anyway. Was this Isaac's car or Yuki's car? This is Isaac's car. We enjoyed the end of the day. Chelsea was very happy with Lando getting the dub. I was satisfied as a McLaren fan with Lando getting the dub, but it still hurt for Oscar. It still hurt so much for Oscar.
Good job, Max. Did well. Good racing, Lando.
And it also, the rain came again at the end, too. The rain actually, like, right as we were leaving the track, the rain came, like, the worst it was. Like, when we were waiting to get out of, in through the trams, it was horrendous. Horrendous. And there was no management for the trams. Like, the weekend kind of fell apart in management at the end of it. We had a beautiful, beautiful dinner. For anyone who lives in Melbourne, or CBD Melbourne, or goes to Melbourne, Rose's Kitchen on South Bank. Amazing pizza and wings. Highly recommend. I checked out a comic shop on the way out too and found these, which are so weird that these exist, by the way, but neat as hell. We had a beautiful final Monday, doing some shopping before we did finally leave. Picked up some blind boxes and a few things as well. Yeah, there we go. I knew I had a photo. Checked out some anime stores, because there's some really good ones in Melbourne. Got some blind bags here with a Kyber and Mai. I really wanted anyone but fucking Mai. Did the Full Metal Alchemist Ichiban Kuji. Really wanted the coasters, because we collect coasters in our house. And we got none of them. So I might do some more Ichiban Kujis to try and get those coasters if I can, or buy them on eBay, whatever comes first, really. Got this Kingdom Hearts magnet that was pretty sick off a blind. And got this JoJo acrylic stand, which is nice, but I would have liked anyone from Part 3 but Polnareff. Also, this cup I thought was the homunculus. It's actually Alphonse. Which is, I think, nicer. I think the one's nicer. I also picked up a comic. I never buy comics anymore, like, ever. But I ended up picking up a copy of Batman the Black Mirror. I didn't know this comic existed until literally Monday when I bought it. So I was looking at, I wanted to get a comic, because last time I was in Melbourne, sorry, whoops. When I went to Melbourne as a kid, forever ago, I love checking out their comic stores, because we don't have any good, like, comic shops where I live. So when we ended up actually going there and having a proper look, I really wanted to pick up a souvenir, because I'd done it as a kid. I remember as a kid I picked up, like, Batman Nightfall, which I don't actually know where I own anymore, because I think I've shoved that somewhere, I sold it. As well as picking up, like, I picked up back then Batman Hush, Dark Knight Returns, like your proper, like, Batman comics. I have recently got a subscription to Marvel Unlimited. I'm going to be reading a fuck ton of Marvel, thanks to Marvel Rivals, ironically. So I didn't want to buy a Marvel comic, because I've got all that on my subscription. I want to pick up a DC comic. And particularly, I am a big fan of Scott Snyder, and a big fan of Dick Grayson's Batman run. I really wanted to get a Batman or Dick Grayson comic. I was going to get the new Nightwing by Tom Taylor, but they didn't have Volume 1 in stock, so I was like, okay, fine. Then I was going to get Nightwing Year 1. Then I learned that that has a box set with Batgirl and Robin Year 1 that I can get on Amazon for $50. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get that instead. And then I was like, what do I get then? And I was looking at a few, and then I learned about this, which was the last New 52 Batman comic before the reboot, and is actually focusing on Dick's time as Batman, and was written by Scott Snyder. And I'm like, hold on, are you telling me that there is a marriage of some of my favorite elements of Batman comics that I never knew existed? And the answer to that question was yes, so yeah, of course I picked it up. I didn't bother getting the deluxe edition or anything, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't need to get all that supplement materials and all that. I just need the comic, just the story. I'm not gonna pay $50 more for a hardcover and a bunch of supplemental material. Comics are expensive. Like, I do not understand how comics can be as expensive as they are. And then we finally came back to our hometown, and we picked up McDonald's to wrap up our holiday, which was a wonderful, wonderful time. And that is pretty much our recap of everything to do with that holiday. And as you can sort of see by the way everything ended up going, rain was our number one enemy. Rain cost us everything that we had possibly going on. both in terms of the event, our plans, and perhaps most rough of all, it cost Oscar his podium at the end of the day. That rain on lap 44 that caused Oscar to go off, that was the final kick in the teeth from rain. So I love rain. And actually, since we've been back at home, guess what? It's been raining. So it's literally following us. Because I've talked to people in our hometown, and they're like, no, it didn't rain that much while you were away. And we've been back down, it's rained every day since. So we pissed off some rain god at some point, and now we're just cursed with eternal rain. But anyway. I might still be making the F1 video, but I'll probably upload this as its own sort of podcast talk along. Anyway, because I think that would just be nice for good content. If you did enjoy any of this, let me know if you want to see a full video of all our footage put together. I do have all that DJI footage I didn't show. I could probably talk up some stuff or put some more in. And also, if you just want to see me talk about F1 more, please let me know, because I'm more than happy to talk about this sport anytime. Adore it so much.